Three, two, one, and we are live.
Uh, Hello, good evening, everyone. Am I audible? Good. Welcome to the YouTube live session on ATL Compliance. As you all know that every week we organize open house session with the schools, and we have realized that many schools are facing some common issues with regard to compliance. That is why we have decided to hold this YouTube live session where we will take you through all the important processes regarding compliance that all the schools need to take care of. And we will try to be as comprehensive as we can, and we will try to uh, resolve all the common queries that the school face. So these are the four broad topics that we will be discussing today. GEM, which is how to procure through GEM, any issues that you face regarding GEM IDs. We receive multiple queries that uh, how their IDs have been deactivated, so how to activate them, and how do you procure through GEM. Our colleague Shobham will explain the entire GEM process to you. Second is dashboard. Every school is expected to fill dashboard on a monthly basis. Many schools face issues regarding login or what exactly they have to fill on dashboard, what each of the entry means. My colleague Suman will take you through the entire uh, dashboard process, how to log in, what all fields are there, what you should cover on a monthly basis, because that is the tool through which we get to know what you guys are doing in the ATL. So this is where majorly our data comes from. So we will try to cover all the aspects relating to dashboard on this. Then we have utilization certificate, which many schools face issue regarding the kind of format in which it has to be submitted, where it has to be submitted. uh, so there are many nitty-gritties in utilization certificate. Uh, and finally, the subsequent tranche, the tranche 2 and tranche 3, where uh, how you can apply for subsequent tranche, when do you become eligible for subsequent tranche, what are all the documents that are needed, what are the formats in which these documents have to submitted. I will try to cover everything relating to utilization certificate as well as subsequent tranche documentation. Let's get into GEM first. So I invite my colleague Shubham to please explain about the GEM portal.
Thank you so much, Prateek. So we are covering government e-marketplace GEM in this session. Okay, as the first part. Okay, so first thing first, all the schools who have been funded before July 2018, need not have the mandatory GEM ID with them. They could have procured via the offline manner. Okay, but all those schools who have been funded after July 2018 must procure via the government e-marketplace only. Okay, what is the government e-marketplace? Just treat it like what you do, the kind of the purchases via the Amazon and Flipkart. You have to do the procurement of ATL equipment via the government e-marketplace. It's a registered portal of Government of India where you can purchase the ATL equipment. Next slide. Yeah. So as you all know that we have 4 packages with us in the ATL equipment list, package 1 to package 4. As and when the schools get funded, okay, it is mandatory to procure the equipment within 3 to 6 months of the time frame. Okay. Every school to procure via GEM need to have 2 things. One is the government mail ID. Okay. And secondly is the GEM ID. Both of it is provided by us. Okay, so first thing first, if you don't have a valid GEM ID or a valid government email ID, please do write to us or raise a query over the query portal. At the end of this session, we will also tell you how to raise a query on the query portal so that you can easily raise that query. Okay, so if you don't have a government email ID and a GEM ID with you, you can write to us and ask for the same. Okay. After receiving the government email ID and GEM ID, the first email to your inbox will be from GEM to activate your ID. Okay. Just like you receive a activation link of Amazon, right? To click and validate your credentials. Similarly, you will receive the activation link on government email ID to activate your GEM ID. Okay, so it is expected that you take action on the activation link within 21 days of the time. Otherwise, that activation link get deactivated. Okay, next. Okay, now this is very important, how to procure. Okay, very easy steps. So first thing first, you have to go to this portal, gem.gov.in. Okay, very simple URL, gem.gov.in. And then you have to log in. Log in via your GEM ID and password. Okay, and password must be same as your password of the email account. Okay, and then if you just put it on the search button, ATL package 1, ATL package 2, ATL package 3, ATL package 4, you will receive the number of vendors, the number of suppliers who are supplying these ATL packages 1 to packages number 4. Okay, now you have to uh, in a sense, mandatorily procure via two procedures, which we call it in the government language L1 and L2 procedures. Okay, L1 procedure is the bare minimum cost. L2 procedure is the maximum quality. Okay, so one thing is minimum, which is cost, and L2 is maximum, which is the quality. Okay, so you have to ensure that you procure via keeping in mind the both of the things, both the L1 and L2 procedure. Okay. First thing first, whatever the vendor you choose, there is a mandate that that vendor must provide you adequate training on the equipment, whatever they are supplying to you. Okay. And the ATL in charge is expected that you get yourself trained on whatever the equipment being provided to you and take the sessions for the students further. Okay. And it is recommended that whatever the sessions you are taking must be recorded in a report, a format in a register. Okay, and you have to also report this in the ATL dashboard too, whatever the teacher training sessions you are taking and whatever the sessions you are taking for the students. Okay, now let us take an example on how you can choose the package via the L1 and L2 procedure. Next. So see, what we have done here is we have just gone to the gem.gov.in, logged into our account and put it into the search button, ATL package number 1. Okay, as you can see, there will be multiple vendors, but what we have done is like we have selected 3 so that we can place the bid. Okay, so these 3 have 3 different costs, right? Also, all 3 of them has been star marked. One is star marked as 3.65, one is star marked as 5, one is star marked at 5. These are typically the ratings basis what GEM has given to them basis their supply. Okay, so if I have to choose via L1, I would definitely go with the first one, which is providing 3,29,000, right? But if I have to choose via L2, definitely I have to select either the second one or the third one, which is the 5-star rating. Okay, if I have to combine both, that my cost must also be optimized and my quality must not be optimized. So in this scenario, I would go by package number 2, like the vendor number 2, which is 399,950, and the quality is also 5. Okay, so make sure that you follow both the procedures, the lowest the cost and the maximum rating given by the GEM. So this is how you should procure. This is the ideal scenario of procurement. And then once you select this vendor, you can place your bid and can purchase the items. Next. So this is the thing of GEM. As Pratik has stated, many of you might be finding that your GEM ID must have been deactivated. This is generally due to the reason that you must have not kind of logged into your ID into GEM for a long period of time, like 6 months or so. If you are feeling that while logging, your ID is showing as deactivated, please register your query to the query portal. Okay, and we will reactivate your ID or will generate the new ID. So this we can do for you. So the learnings from the first module of GEM is, first one, everybody should have a government email ID and a GEM ID for all the schools who have received the funding after July 2018. Secondly, if your ID is deactivated, it might be because you haven't logged in for the long period of time. You must ask for a GEM ID. You can reactivate or make a new GEM ID, but you have to put into the query portal. And third thing, please make sure that whatever the procurement you are doing, it must be on the both basis, L1 and L2. L1 is the minimum cost and L2 is the maximum quality. So that's the key learnings and the takeaways from the first module of government e-marketplace. Now we are passing on the baton for the My ATL dashboard to Suman. He will take care of it.
Thanks a lot, Shubham. Very good afternoon to all the ATL charges, mentors, teachers, and also the administrators who have done this today. So hope you got a very nice overview of what GEM is about, how to procure your equipment for your ATL tinkering lab. So इसके बाद हम नेक्स्ट स्टेप पे जाएंगे. So इधर आपने सारा का सारा इक्विपमेंट आपका प्रोक्योर कर लिया और आपने अपना लैब में एस्टैब्लिश कर दिया. उसका नेक्स्ट प्रोसीजर है कि आप अलग अलग एक्टिविटीज करें और अलग अलग एक्टिविटीज करने के बाद उसको अटल इनोवेशन मिशन से कैसे आप उसको बताएंगे. हाउ विल यू रिपोर्ट ईच एंड एवरी ऑफ योर एक्टिविटी टू अटल इनोवेशन मिशन. दिस इट इज बिकॉज ऑफ द it is mostly through the Atal Tinkering Labs dashboard. So my ATL dashboard, I think most of you have been using it already and like logging in and filling in your report. So the next part, what we'll be doing is that we'll be trying to understand how to fill the ATL dashboard, what it is about, and how to actually go about if you are facing any issues, how to just maneuver it. So पहला step आपको ATL website में जाना है और आपको aim.gov.in करना है. You need to go to the ATL website and you need to the website URL is aim.gov.in. In that you'll get a link for My ATL dashboard. On another way, you can also go to Google and just type ATL dashboard. The first link that you'll be getting, it is about the ATL dashboard. Once you are into the ATL dashboard, you'll be at the right, you are seeing the URL. So using this login page, in this you need to fill in your ATL application ID and your password. After filling your password, there is a captcha. So basically it's trying to verify कि आप human है या नहीं. तो आपको captcha का जो text है उसको exactly वही ऊपर डालना है. So once you fill this, you will be able to log in. After filling, you get an OTP to your email ID. So, and you need to just enter that OTP. If you are not receiving the OTP or if the OTP is going into an incorrect email ID, you need to either use the forgot password option to reset it, or you need to just update your email ID. So the link for updating your email ID is given below. I will come to that later. Can we move ahead? In the next page, what we will be seeing is that, so it's also applicable on your mobile. You need not be आप उसको अपने डेस्कटॉप पे भरें, आप मोबाइल पर भी उसको 2 मिनट के अंदर कर सकते हो. Next slide. The main purpose of ATL dashboard is that you let us know about what activities you are doing in the current. आप पूरे महीने में जितने भी अलग अलग टिंकरिंग की एक्टिविटीज कर रहे हैं, वर्कशॉप्स कर रहे हैं, सेमिनार्स कर रहे हैं, ट्रेनिंग्स कर रहे हैं, कॉम्पिटिशन्स कर रहे हैं, आप जो जो चीजें जीत रहे हैं उसको बताने का एक जरिया आपका ATL डैशबोर्ड है. तो when you go to the ATL dashboard, you will be seeing the submit report button. So once you click the submit report button, when we go to the next screen, you will be getting, can we please go to the next one? You will be getting a month and year. So अभी चल रहा है February 2025. तो February 2025 में I will be able to fill the report of the previous month only, like January 2025. तो उसके पहले के सारे मंथ भी आप भर सकते हैं, बट आपने जो भी जनवरी की एक्टिविटीज किया है वो फरवरी के मंथ में आपको उसका एक्टिविटी को रिपोर्ट करना है अपने डैशबोर्ड. तो मैं सिलेक्ट ईयर में 2025 सिलेक्ट करूंगा, मंथ में सिलेक्ट करूंगा जनवरी, एंड व्हेन आई गो नेक्स्ट. और एक चीज आप लोगों को ध्यान रखना है कि आप लोगों को 1 से 10 तारीख के अंदर पूरा का पूरा डैशबोर्ड भर के रखना. So generally it's open throughout the month, but it's always recommended to all the schools that you fill it by the 10th of the month. So this is a form that you see. In this form, there are various fields कि आपने कितने students ने ATL को use किया है, कितने workshops आपने conduct किया है, mentor of change से अगर कोई session हुआ है. So ideally, if it is 0, then it is 0. अगर आपने कुछ भी किया है तो आप report कर सकते हैं. कितना project आपने बनाया है, कितना project के लिए आपको patent मिला गया, कितना project के लिए patent आपने apply किया है, तो ये रखना है. और जब आप पेटेंट का बताते हो, आपको पेटेंट का नंबर भी देना है. उसके अलावा आपको कितने मैराथन या फिर टिंकर या फिर जो भी कॉम्पिटिशन हो रहे हैं उसमें आपने कितनी टीम्स ली है, आपने ATL के अलावा जो भी और कॉम्पिटिशन जैसे डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल कॉम्पिटिशन एक्सपायर मानो तो उसमें आपने कितने सारे एप्लीकेशन किए, और फिर आपने वो साल का यूटिलाइजेशन सर्टिफिकेट सबमिट किया. वन थिंग जो आपको बहुत सारा ध्यान रखना है वो ये है कि यू नीड टू ऑलवेज correct the like whatever data you're filling, it should be accurate and it should be tallying with the data that is present with the investigation. इसका मतलब ये है कि अगर आपके स्कूल से 20 टीम ने मैराथन में पार्टिसिपेट किया इस साल में तो आप 20 ही डालिएगा. ये मत डाल दीजिए कि 40 बिकॉज इट विल डिस्क्वालीफाई यू फ्रॉम द स्कूल ऑफ प्रोसेस. एंड इफ यू आर नॉट डन एनीथिंग इट्स फाइन टू पुट 0. बट वन थिंग इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि आप हर महीने से बस एक बार रिपोर्ट करें. व्हेन वी गो टू द नेक्स्ट स्क्रीन, देयर आर 2 more क्वालिटेटिव फील्ड्स. तो अगर आप देखेंगे कि आपके स्कूल में बहुत सारे कुछ स्पेक्टेकुलर अचीवमेंट किया है, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल वी सीन की कुछ बिहार के कुछ स्टूडेंट्स ने सैटेलाइट बनाया था जो रिसेंटली इसरो ने लॉन्च किया था GSLV-5. तो वो चीज़ को आप अपने हाईलाइट ऑफ द मंथ में लिख सकते हैं. और उसके रिलेवेंट अगर कोई यूट्यूब वीडियो है, कोई न्यूज़पेपर में आर्टिकल है या फिर कुछ भी, जितने भी लिंक्स हैं, जितने भी यूट्यूब लिंक्स है, फेसबुक के लिंक्स है, ट्विटर के लिंक्स है, न्यूज़पेपर के लिंक्स है, आप वहाँ पर डाल सकते हैं जो सेकेंड वाली फील्ड है. बस इतना ही है. ये पूरा चीज करने में आपको ज्यादा से ज्यादा 5 मिनट जाएगा पूरे महीने में. सो इट इज रिक्वेस्टेड ऑल द टीचर्स यू नीड टू फिल दिस ईच एंड एवरी मंथ without fail. It will take only 5 minutes of your time and submit it to the most accurate of the details. When you go next, so once you submit this, you will get all the fields. And when we go to the next thing, please. If you are having any problems filling in your the principal name is different, in the home page there is a section. You can just go to the section, click on edit. You can fill in the name, you can fill in the profile. If there is a new mentor thing, you can put it over there itself. So all of these options are available in the dashboard. If you want to change a district or maybe the board of your school, you can just email us or mention us on the query portal. We can directly get it done from there. So in a nutshell, principal name, ATL charge name, mentor of change name can be filled in changed from your end itself. For district name, UDI's code, if your UDI's code is different, the state is coming as different, school name has changed, you need to email us separately. Okay, so next is the most important thing, the school of the month. So every month they release a list of schools who have been top performing in the ATL community. That comes state-wise. From every state, maximum 10 schools can be a part of the school of the month. It's a recognition given to the schools and a certificate is sent. Here is an example in the screen that you see. So to become a school of the month, it's very important that you fill your dashboard very regularly. There's an automated process by which every month a school is selected as school of the month. So please keep innovating, do different activities, conduct hackathons, conduct competitions, participate in competitions like marathon, entrepreneur, etc. And I think most of your schools will be eligible, and most of you have already received the school of the month once or the other. So please keep on doing it regularly. Over here, doing it regularly is more important than actually excelling. If we go ahead, if you face any problems, this is a very important part. Many of the schools are, Pratik, if you can just display the next slide. Many of the schools are facing problem in actually logging into the dashboard. So in the home page itself, there is a form link. If you're not able to log into the dashboard, your principal has changed, or you're not getting the OTP, just scan this URL. There's a small form that will come where you'll have to fill in the details. Apart from that, you can also go to the home page of ATL Dashboard. You'll get all the details over there, and you can just fill it. After this, we'll be seeing a small video on how to fill the ATL Dashboard in a very easy way. Pratik, I'd request you to please play the video. I think the YouTube screen is not yet visible, so we'll have to screen share it once again. So in a nutshell, if we say, it's very important for all the schools to keep filling the dashboard every month. Your future performance, your future compliance, all of these things depend on the dashboard, because it's the only mechanism through which you are reporting the school is telling ATL Innovation Mission about the different activities. Now let's have a look at that.
So hello everyone. Today we are going to learn something super important, that is my ATL dashboard. It is mandatory for every school to update their monthly ATL activities and submit them on the my ATL dashboard. Every school needs to fill ATL dashboard in the first week of every month. It can be filled even on your mobile in just 5 minutes. So now let's talk about getting into this dashboard website. So this is the website all the ATLs are required to keep track on, and just follow the steps which I'm going to tell you to just continue with on this website. So first of all, log on to atl.aim.gov.in. Yes, so this will be the website which will open, and first type your username or ATL code, like 2942714 is my ATL code, and password that you need to fill it out by yourself. And now there is something called CAPTCHA. Fill it out. Put the CAPTCHA words you see in the box above, like 33B195H. It is case sensitive, and click on the sign in button. So they are saying they have sent an OTP on the email ID that has been registered there, and boom, you are logged in, and that's your dashboard. So once you are on the dashboard, you need to fill the monthly report. So here you need to click on the submit report button, and you will see ATL monthly report form. You need to select the year, you need to select the month, as like I am selecting 1 month, that is March. Here there is a monthly activity, as like they are asking number of students using the ATL in the current month in your school, or the community students which are coming to your school to use your ATL lab, and number of ATL workshops or exhibitions or training session conducted by mentor of change or by you. So both you can fill here. Total number of innovation projects this month you can write. Total number of patents or copyright if you applied in this month, you can write here. Total number of patent copyrights granted in this month, you can write here the number. And the number of teams in ATL competition like ATL Marathon, Tinkerpreneur Bootcamp participated or won. Number of teams in other competition like Inspire, Manak, Smart India Hackathon, or many other government events if you have participated, or non-government events as well, you can mention here participated or won. And this is the most important part. If you submitted the utilization certificate this year, you can fill yes, otherwise no. And here highlight of the month, here you can write anything which you have done in this month, as like if you have conducted a competition, or if you have participated in the competition, or if you have won, or anything else which is the highlight of this month, you can write here. And this is the social media link which you need to fill, like your Facebook, school Facebook link, or Instagram or LinkedIn, Twitter, any of the social media link, and then you will submit the report. Once submitted, it will not be changed, mind it. And this is all.
Yes, so that was a brief overview of what the ATL dashboard looks like. So thanks a lot. Like I hope all the schools have got a brief understanding of it. In the next phase, we'll be discussing a very important thing about how to fill in the utilization certificate and also the tranche. So for the next step, I would like to invite Pratik Deshmukh from the team. Please.
Thank you so much. So now let's understand about how to submit the utilization certificate. So utilization certificate is a mandatory condition for all the schools who have received grant from Government of India. So every year you need to share with us the status of the grant that you have received, how much amount has been utilized in that year, and how much amount is pending with you. So this utilization certificate has to be submitted in a particular format. We will talk about it in the next section. So firstly, how do you submit utilization certificate? Uh, we have created a portal, ATL UC portal. You can access this portal through the website. Go to our website aim.gov.in. Under that, on the in the program section, you can go to ATL. In ATL, on the left hand side, you will find ATL Establishment and Operation, under which you will find the option of ATL Compliance portal. Here, you can click on the ATL UC portal. Then the right side screenshot has been attached, how UC portal looks like. You enter your email ID, the school's registered email ID, and the ATL code of your school, and select the application as utilization portal, fill in the CAPTCHA code and submit it. So in case that your email ID is not working or you're facing login issues, please put in your registered school details on the ATL query portal. So how do you get the format of UC? UC has to be submitted in GFR 12A format. You can find this format in the draft document section. When you open the portal, you can see on the top, there is a draft document section. When you click that, you will find the draft document under which there is a form GFR 12A utilization certificate. You can download it and then you have to fill it manually. So this is how GFR 12A looks like. This certificate has to be submitted for every year. That means that from the year in which you had received the grant, for example, you received the grant in December 2020. So you have to fill the utilization from the financial year of 2021, 21, 22, 22, 23, and so on. For every year, separate certificate has to be created. So I will just explain you briefly how this certificate has to be filled. On the top, you can see you have to mention the year, the financial year. So it starts from the year in which you have received the grant. The name of the scheme will be ATL Innovation Mission. The recurring or non-recurring. So you would have first received 12 lakhs, in which 10 lakhs was capital grant and 2 lakhs were for operations and maintenance. So if you are submitting utilization certificate for 10 lakhs for capital expenditure, you write it as non-recurring. And if you are filling it for the operations and maintenance of 2 lakhs or 4 lakhs, then you mention recurring. In the third section, you have to mention how much is the opening balance, that how much money currently at the beginning of the financial year you have. For the first financial year in which you had received the grant, the opening balance will be zero, because in that year you had no money at the beginning and you received that money during the year. So for the first, you see the third point will be zero, and for the subsequent years, it will be the opening balance. This opening balance will be equal to the closing balance of the previous year. Okay, because that balance will get carried forward in the next financial year. In the fourth table, the first unspent balances of the grant, this will be same as your opening balance. So whatever you have written in the third, the same value will come in the first column. Again, in the first year, this value will be zero, because at the beginning you did not have any money. And one important point here is that you have to mention the amount only from the grant amount, that is whatever money was given through the government grant, only that amount has to be mentioned here. Whatever amount has been put in by the school or from other sources, please do not mention it into the utilization certificate. You have to submit utilization certificate for the grant amount only. So that will be for 12 lakhs or for 16 lakhs, whatever amount have you received. Only for that amount, you have to fill the utilization certificate. Do not mention the contribution from the school in the utilization certificate. The second column is the interest earned. Those schools who are maintaining the ATL grant in saving bank must be earning some saving interest on an annual basis. So you need to mention that interest amount in the column number 2. In the column number 3, this interest has to be refunded back to the government, which has to be done through Bharat Post portal. So Bharat Post portal is a uh, portal created to receive money into the consolidated fund. So all the schools have to refund the money through Bharat Post portal. You can Google Bharat Post, and through that portal only you have to submit back the interest. So in case you have returned the interest in the same year, you can mention that in the column 3. In column 4, you have to mention the amount of grant received during the year. So this column 4, will be filled only in the year where you have received the grant. So in the first year, for example, you received 12 lakhs. So in the first UC, you will mention the sanction number, the date of receipt, and amount as 12 lakhs. For all the subsequent years, you will leave this as blank until you have received the second tranche. Then the year in which you receive the second tranche, you will fill here sanction number, date, and 2 lakhs or 4 lakhs. For all other utilization certificates, this column will remain blank. For the fifth column will be the total available funds, which will be your opening balance plus the interest earned minus whatever interest you have returned plus whatever extra grant you have received from the government. So this will be the total available funds with you. In the sixth column, you will mention the expenditure incurred. This expenditure is only for the ATL aspect, and what only the expenditure which has been spent from the grant. Do not include the interest again, because interest we have already covered in column number 2 and 3. Here in column number 6, only the expenditure of the ATL has to be mentioned, and that too from the grant amount. Do not mention the amount spent from the school budget. Only from the ATL grant amount, whatever money is being spent in that year, write in column number 6. And finally, column number 7 will have the closing balance. The total funds that you had minus whatever expenditure you did in that year will be your closing balance. In the next section of component wise utilization of grant, you will mention this closing balance, the expenditure, whatever expenditure was done in grant and aid general. Grant and aid salary and grant and aid creation of capital assets will be blank, because this entire grant and aid that you have received for Atal Tinkering Lab falls under grant and aid general. So whatever utilization certificate you create, the entire expenditure amount will be mentioned under grant and aid general. And finally, in the closing balance, you will mention whatever money is left with you. That is in point 4, column number 7, whatever closing balance you had, you mention it in the last section. And this closing balance will act as the opening balance for your next year's utilization certificate. So this closing balance, for example, if you are filling the utilization certificate for 2020-21, the closing balance here will act as opening balance for financial year 2021-22. So this is how you have to submit utilization certificate for each year, and for capital grant of 10 lakhs and the operation grant of 2 lakhs or 4 lakhs or 6 lakhs as per your status. So this is how you fill utilization certificate. We have also created tutorial videos on our AIM channel. You can search for utilization certificate tutorial video. They have been created in Hindi as well as English. So in case you still have any queries, you can go through the tutorial video and clarify any doubts. So now we move to the next section, which is how to apply for tranche 2. Again, the process is the same as for utilization portal. You go to the website, you go to ATL Tinkering Lab program, in which there is section ATL Establishment and Operation. Select the ATL Compliance portal and there select ATL Tranche 2 portal. Then on the right side, you can see the screenshot of the Tranche 2 portal page. This is the same as UC portal page. The only difference is here you will put your email ID, your ATL code, and in the application part, you will select Tranche 2 portal and fill the CAPTCHA code and submit. Now, which schools are will be eligible for Tranche 2? Number one, all the schools who have unspent balance of not more than 40,000. So out of 12 lakh, you should have spent more than 11 lakh 60,000. So the maximum balance in your account should be 40,000. Second, your ATL dashboard should be completely filled up to date. Third, you have to complete documentary compliance. We will talk about these documents in the next section. And fourth, for all the private schools, you would require Darpan ID to log into the portal. So when you try to log into the portal after signing in with your email, you will be directed to one page where you have to fill in the Darpan ID as well as the PAN of the society. So this Darpan ID is given to all the society or trust or schools that have received grant from government. So you can go to Darpan portal to register for Darpan ID in case you do not have one. Now the documents that you need. The first is the utilization certificate. We have already discussed that. So you need to UC for every financial year. In Tranche 2 portal, you have to submit a combined UC for all the years. You have to, all the PDFs can be combined into a single document and you can upload it. But it has to be for every financial year. So for 10 lakhs capital grant, for operational grant of 2 lakhs. So first document becomes the utilization certificate. Second is audited statement of account, where you have to mention component wise how that grant has been spent under different heads, capital as well as operational. The format of audited statement is again given under the draft document section. You can go to the draft documents, you can see the format and fill accordingly. The balance of audited statement and utilization certificate at the end of every year has to match. Okay, so it cannot be different. So even audited statement has to be filled for every year, and the balances and the expenditure that is shown in utilization certificate and audited statement has to match for every year. Third is interest return acknowledgement. As we talked about the schools who have maintained the ATL grant in saving bank, they need to submit the interest back into the back. They have to refund the interest back to government through Bharat Kosh portal. When they submit that, a receipt is generated from Bharat Kosh. You need to upload these Bharat Kosh receipts on the Tranche 2 application portal. For those schools who are maintaining current account, they can upload a declaration on school letterhead that their ATL account is current account and no saving interest has been generated. The fourth document is the bank statement or the bank passbook, where you need to clearly highlight the expenses that have been made out of the ATL grant. So some schools may have a common account of ATL as well as school. So they need to clearly highlight which expenses were made out of the 12 lakh grant amount. For those schools who have a separate ATL account, they can just upload the bank statement and passbook. Uh, Please make sure that the bank account, the bank name, the IFSC code, the account holder name are clearly visible. So when you submit the bank statement or the bank passbook, the bank details, the account number, the bank name, IFSC code, everything should be very clearly visible along with these ledger documents. Again, please make sure that your utilization certificate and audited statement of account, the balances match with the bank statement. So all your balances for every year should be in sync. The bank statement, expenditure, the utilization certificate and audited statement. All these three should match, and at the end, the closing balance should be the same. So please ensure that. The fifth is the tax exemption declaration. uh, all the government schools or government aided school, they can just put in a declaration that they are a government school and or aided by government. For private schools, they can be either exempted. So in case they are exempted, they need to uh, upload a certificate of exemption from income tax department. In case they are not exempted, they have to upload a PAN card of the trust or the society under which the school is functioning. So the schools that are not exempted, a TDS amount will be deducted from the grant. That TDS will be refunded back to the school when the school or the trust or the society, they fill their ITR. That TDS amount gets refunded back to you. So in all, you will receive the total amount of 12 lakhs only, or even in the subsequent run, the total amount is given. Just that for the not exempted schools, the TDS is deducted. Now, recently we have added three documents, which are supplementary memorandum of agreement, uh, because at the beginning, every school that had applied for Atal Tinkering Lab had signed a memorandum of agreement with Atal Innovation Mission. So, and many schools had signed it like in 2018, 19, 20, and the period was for 6 years. So now we are asking all the schools to fill a supplementary memorandum of agreement, which shall extend that date of original memorandum of agreement. So you can see that on the right hand side, there is a draft for supplementary memorandum of agreement. There are two date blanks in this. The first blank, which is written with the effective date, this is the current date. So this supplementary memorandum of agreement dated the current date in which you are signing the document. And the second blank is the date of original MOA, in which the date on which your original MOA was signed with Atal Innovation Mission. In case you do not have your original MOA document, please uh, please raise a query on ATL query portal, and we will help you out with the date of original MOA. So I'm repeating again, on this supplementary memorandum of agreement, the first column, the effective date, is your current date in which you are signing. The second blank, the date of original MOA, is one in which you had originally signed that MOA. The other, in the second point, you have to mention the school name, your ATL code, your address. At the bottom, this has to be signed by the principal. So please mention the name of the principal, the school, and there should be signature and the seal of principal or the school. Again, I am repeating, there should be sign and seal of principal. You should mention the name of the principal as well as name of the school at the bottom when you sign it. The second document is the contact sheet, the updated contact sheet. in which you need to clearly mention the email and mobile number of the school, the principal, and the ATL in charge. This has to be uploaded on school letterhead. This will help us contact you in case there are some errors in the documentation. So we can just directly give you a call, and we will also have your updated details so that it becomes easier for us to contact you in case we need to get some documents verified. So please upload these contact sheet. The last document is you need to submit a link to the ATL video. So you have to shoot a video of your ATL lab. It should clearly show the name of the school. So whenever you are shooting a video, please start from the entry or wherever the school's name is written. Take that video to the ATL lab. There should be clearly the ATL branding should be visible. The ATL equipment should be there. Student projects should be visible. Shoot this video, upload it on YouTube, on your maybe on your school's social media channel, and share the link. We do not need uh, we do not need the full video. We just need the link to your YouTube video. And please make sure that this video is public. If it is private, we won't be able to see it and your documents will get rejected. So please make sure that when you upload this video on your YouTube channel, to make that video public. So these are all the documents that you need for your Tranche 2 application. We have covered who are eligible for this and what are the documents that you need to upload on the Tranche 2 portal. Now let's talk about Tranche 3. For Tranche 3 portal, the the route is the same. It's at the ATL Compliance portal page, and here you will find ATL Tranche 3 application portal. When you click that, you will be directed to the ATL Tranche 3 portal. You can see the screenshot on the right. Mention the ATL code and your registered email, and you can log in. In case there are login issues because of email being changed, please write to us on the ATL query portal. Here, the eligibility criteria is same as Tranche 2. The only difference is that the schools will be eligible for Tranche 3 after 2 years from receipt of Tranche 2. For example, if you received your Tranche 2 in March 2023, you will be eligible after March 2025. So 2 years after you have received your 4 lakhs, because 4 lakhs was given for 2 years period. All the other schools who have received it before that will be able to log into the Tranche 3 portal. The schools that are not eligible will not be able to log into the portal itself. So please make sure that you log in after 2 years of receipt of Tranche 2. Other conditions remain the same, as the total unspent balance must not be more than 40,000. You should completely fill the ATL dashboard, and private schools will require Tarpan ID to log into the portal. The documents remain the same as Tranche 2. So we have already explained all the documents in detail. You can go back and check these documents out. Only few points that you should remember while applying for Tranche 3 is that when you submit the utilization certificate, it has to be for the entire amount. That is for Tranche 1 plus Tranche 2. So if you have received 16 lakhs, you need to submit utilization certificate for entire amount of 16 lakhs, right from the year you received the grant till the current date. So do not just fill partial utilization certificate for Tranche 2 amount. You need to submit the utilization certificate for the entire amount of 16 lakhs. Same goes for audited statement, the Bharat Post receipts, and the bank statement. You need to submit all these documents from the beginning, from the date you received the Tranche 1 amount. So you need to re-upload all the documents that you had uploaded for Tranche 2 and then add the documents for further years. So please make sure that you are uploading all these documents, and all the documents should match with each other: the utilization certificate, the audited statement, the bank statement. The balances for every year should match with each other. And finally, in case you have any query regarding login issues, you can raise it on the AIM query portal. So I think that's it from our side. We hope that we have tried to cover all the queries and all the doubts that we received during the open house sessions. And we will see you again the open house session. We hope that this video helps you. And if you have any other further queries or any thing that you need clarification on, you can put that on the ATL query portal. Thank you, Suman.